between songs, you could almost hear the audience yawning and leaving. It was one of the show business disasters that they talked about for years, the kind that marks a certain performer as poison. It was the summer of 1969. They called her Plain Joan, a quote, boring dud. To make matters worse, she was a proven failure in town. So the hotel that hired her could not claim being surprised. Only a half dozen years previous, Liberace had taken her as his opening act at the Riviera. The pianist manager was horrified. She is so plain, he kept saying, so boring. The audience won't want to hear anything after she's through. Liberace's experienced associate was quite right, but maybe it was partly sympathy that caused the legendary showman to persist in defending, quote, Plain Joan. Whatever the case, she opened for Liberace, and in the language of the trade, she bombed. No sets, no props, her clothing was drab and ordinary, her presentation was little more than a monotonous succession of songs. Applause was sparse, barely civil. By the time the flamboyant piano player arrived on stage, the audience was almost angry, and so was the hotel management. Get rid of her, they told Liberace. Your own career could go down with her. Liberace offered a compromise. He would open his own show, he said, go out, do a peppy number, and then he would slip Plain Joan into the lineup without anybody knowing it. Well, he tried that, but everybody knew it, and nobody loved it. It was this deja vu that haunted the singer for 6 years. And 6 years later, when the International hired her for their grand opening. But not so grand in this case. Plain Joan's first song was I've Got Plenty of Nothing. It was not supposed to be a joke. It just turned out that way. And under her breath, Plain Joan uttered a vow that if she could possibly manage to get out of this alive, she would never, ever again sing a single tune in that town. Sometimes you just don't know where you belong and where you don't. And that place was Las Vegas. And that singer, Plain Joan, was Barbra Joan Striesand. After those humiliating early experiences, Barbra Striesand took a remarkable 27-year hiatus from Las Vegas and concert performing in general. Her triumphant return came in December 1993 at the MGM Grand for New Year's Eve. She broke every attendance record in town in launching what would become a wildly successful tour. The performances that were once met with yawns generated over $10 million for charities, with tickets selling out instantly across multiple cities. Over 5 million phone requests were recorded in the first hour when tickets went on sale. The venue that once rejected her would later beg her to appear, as she became one of the greatest entertainers of all time. Las Vegas then became a place of triumph rather than tragedy. So, my dear daily friends, what can we learn from Barbra's journey? Her journey from failure to phenom. First, not every venue is your stage, and maybe not at a certain stage of your career. Barbra Streisand discovered that Las Vegas wasn't initially the right venue for her unique talents. Similarly, not every market, platform, or audience will be the right fit for your business or personal brand. The key is finding where your authentic gifts connect with your right audience. Second, authenticity matters more than conformity. Part of Streisand's early struggle was likely because she wasn't presenting herself in a way that aligned with the Las Vegas entertainment standards and expectations at that time. She was Plain Joan in a city that demanded glitz and spectacle at the time. Eventually, her authentic style became her greatest asset. The lesson being, don't compromise your authentic self by trying to fit into environments that require you to be someone else. And then third, persistence through failure is essential. Despite failing dramatically in Las Vegas, Streisand didn't let this kill her career. She continued developing her talents in other venues and eventually becoming one of the most successful entertainers of all time. Early failures don't determine your ultimate potential. Sometimes they're simply redirecting you to where you truly belong. So take out your Darren Daily Journal and answer these questions for yourself. Number one, where are you trying to succeed in a wrong venue for your authentic talents? Number two, what's a rejection or a failure you've experienced that might actually be redirecting you to something better? And number three, where have you been trying to conform rather than bring your authentic self forward? Remember, Barbara's early disaster in Vegas wasn't the end of her story. It was merely a plot twist that ultimately made her journey far more compelling. The place of your greatest rejection today might become the stage of your greatest triumph tomorrow. So, share your insights in the comments below.